Billy, that's you? Billy, that's you?
Look, first, I do care about the turtles, and I do not like straws because of that, sure.
I love a straw. I love a good straw. I love sucking on shit. Not dicks or anything. Nothing
115, 10.
Nothing homosexual.
1, 3,
That
2019.
makes sense.
Okay. That's
right.
gonna be in the opening video. Oh. Oh my god, bro. There is no one like you. You are...
But I'm gonna fuck around and make my whole fucking album distorted, and they gonna be like that boy edgy as fuck. Yeah, fuck. TCAP 803.
Coming heavy with the weight and feel. Wonder if the hoes in Jesus' hand he'll give a fuck how a man feel. Whole world at a standstill, stigmatized. Donald Trump they will not criticize. Still question Obama like my nigga lied. White girls boosting so my nigga ride. Out here switching sides. Crossing ship to mind the window cause they living blind. And they soul not showing. I swear my flow how potent. How these hoes got open and you know Pop's joking. If he expect forgiveness, I'm one of your 7 victim hoes free of heaven's prison. These are split decisions. And I think I give the misses what I give the masses. My whole arm, there are no walls. I ain't kissing asses, the shit, and I don't stop. Don't stop. She ain't bars, the enemy, she won't call her. You didn't see her coming. People are screaming, running, baby, like babies. Why they need it back to drive? Horsepower, speed is punching. Smoking weed, I'm blunting. Notice these is stunning. Ain't me like Jesus version. Eating knowledge, I got key consumption. Super Saiyan wanna be. I eat a peanut buzzing. With your family, they ugly. You can keep your cousin, most people puzzling. You want my time is by the hour and I need 100. I seen your ship and see it sunken. Missing me, she keep on cutting. She a keeper, love it, hot box, a beam and bucket. My demon, she seen a sucker. She bring me, need me, so fucking here for long haul. Press hold if God calls.
Hello, wait. Hello? Hello. Why can't I hear that? I see it on the thing. Hello? Oh, there we go. That's why.
Hello? Yeah, it turned down.
Yeah, it turned down on our end. At least they could hear. Hello, Creighton.
Hello, Charlie.
Did you know that the weather in Allegheny County, Maryland was 69 degrees today?
I did not.
69 degrees. Precipitation was 5%. The humidity was 83%. Tomorrow is partly cloudy with a chance for rain.
With the chance of meatballs.
Partly cloudy with a chance of meatballs. I remember when that movie was, when the first trailer for that movie came out, we had a Christmas dinner with our family very shortly after, and our cousin Maddie was like very young. She was like 4 or 5, and our Uncle Tony was telling us, he was like, yeah, we were watching the trailer in the theaters, and Maddie, what did you say when the trailer came out? And she said, it was raining burgers. Like burgers, and we laughed fucking, like, we were still also little kids, so I was like,
is she from New York?
no, it was just the way she said burgers. And I couldn't have been, I had to be like 11 or 12 or whatever, and she said that, and I laughed, me and my brother and sister laughed so hard. You know the way kids laugh at like something that's so funny to them?
Yeah.
Like it was the funniest shit ever to us.
Yeah.
Like we laughed so hard at that. It was so funny.
Well,
Matt's here, and so is Kristen, and so is Chris, and so is Flint. Hello, everyone. In case anyone was interested, while training Daisy, dog, on the leash, Ace, also dog, was running around the yard. Daisy finds a good place to poop, and Ace comes hauling ass and clotheslines himself on the leash while Daisy is mid-poop. Hashtag dog adventures. Damn, that is...
He said the volume's really low
Who did?
for us. It does look low on the screen.
Hello?
It looks really low. You see that?
Yeah, it was low last time. I don't know. And then, like, we're maxed out right here.
Well, max
So I don't
it
know
out
what it
on
could
the
be.
board.
It is. It's maxed out everywhere.
It's maxed out everywhere.
That's what I'm confused
Wow.
about.
Maybe we're just talking into the mics too much, and people, like, the mics are adjusting.
They're getting used to it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, Creighton.
We're just going to have to talk louder.
Yeah.
Matt said, try yelling.
How are you doing, Creighton?
Kristen
How was
said-
your weekend?
Kristen said, please don't.
Please don't.
Please.
Yeah,
Just-
that's going to get really hard for us
Well, you
because
know-
we hear each other like we hear this.
Yeah.
We hear
R-
very
Racer.
calm whispering very well.
Racers, why don't you just turn your fucking
His
volume
name is
up?
Chris.
Or Chris, turn your fucking volume up then. on
Hey,
your
guys, just
computer.
cut your volume up,
Just cut your
idiots. Dumb
volume up.
idiots.
Kristen said, hey.
Hey, Kristen.
What's
What's your name? Hey, what's your name? Fat Tony wants to know.
How was your weekend?
Just
Charlie?
kidding. I can hear you just fine. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. My weekend was okay. It was very slow. It was
What'd
very
you do?
drawn out. It worked. It's the weekend. You always ask, like, oh, how was your weekend? Did you go to Peru? How was it different than other weekends?
Was it different than other weekends?
Not really.
Ah.
I mean, I haven't mixed to be able to hear you well. Charlie, I'm sending you a video.
Oh, speaking of videos, I need you to pull up something in our notes and watch it real quick because it's amazing.
I don't want to watch a meme
No,
thing.
no, it's not a meme thing. It's like you'll love it. It's from Legend of Korra.
Yeah, video memes.
No,
Fun.
just hit play on it.
I don't. How long is it?
It's like a couple of seconds. It's worth it. I promise.
When did you become a fucking expert on what I can or cannot do, you fucking weepy willow shit sack? I swear to fucking God, I will stop being so polite. Get the fuck out of my sight before I demolish you. I can still fucking see you, mini-me.
So loud.
When did you become a fucking expert on what I can or...
I hope that wasn't so loud. I hope that wasn't as loud for them as it was for me. I've seen you a video. You'll be able to enjoy it if you haven't seen it yet. God damn it.
So that's
Holy hell, now that's loud. See? Great. Guys, I'm sorry. It's
No,
Creighton's fault.
That's J.K. Simmons,
Yes,
like from
Whiplash.
Whiplash. But his voice is like
It's the
synced
him.
to Tenzin from Legend of Korra. What?
This looks like it's
What is that?
it's called Don't Talk to Strangers. God damn it, Kristen, this looks awesome, but it's 2.5 minutes long, so I can't sit here and we're watching the whole thing. Fuck it. Hold on. We're gonna pause, you fucking dumb YouTube. God damn it. Okay, we're gonna watch this because it does actually look kind of awesome, and I want to watch it now. You want to know what? Look, whenever I open up a video Kristen shows me, and she's like, "Hey, let's fucking watch a video," I always look right here. I was like right at the fucking look. I look right at the time, and if the time is like fucking 1 minute and 10 seconds or longer, I'm like, nah, I ain't giving this time because we got the podcast. But I want to show you guys something. Watch this. I was watching it right here. His fucking face. I was like, oh, yep, this is going to be amazing. Look at it, Creighton. Look at his face and understand that this, look at it.
It's amazing.
This is the face of, like, comedic genius.
I love it.
This is the face of a guy who is making a video that he himself knows is going to be amazing.
I've made that face before.
And then the camera work. It's what sold me. Right here. Watch. Wait for it. Right here. The fucking
Hello? Guess what? What?
so
Really want to know? Yes! Fuck you! Fuck you!
it's so loud.
You! Fuck you! Fuck you! No! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! What's your name? What? What's your name? Tony! Fuck you, Tony! Fuck you! What's your name? What? What's your name? Ezekiel! Ezekiel? That name fucking sucks! Hey! Guess what I did last night? Don't you fucking bring my mother into this! My mother? You guess what I did? What? I built that fire over there. And then I fucked your mother next to it. Fuck you! Oh, fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck
Oh
you!
my god, a dolly
Fuck
zoom.
you in the ass! Fuck you! Fuck your mother! Fuck you!
That was
Fuck
not a dolly
you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Hey! Guess what I got in this bag?
He still has socks on. Oh my fucking god. That scared the fuck out of me.
I was like,
You know what I
into-
hated? Like once I got far enough in to understand,
Yeah.
none of the audio was from right there. That was all audio from like in the recording studio, and that pissed me off.
Really?
Yeah, because the background noise was a loop, and his voice was just out of sync enough
Damn.
to tell, and it pissed me off a little bit. But that was hilarious. Don't Talk to Strangers has 5 million views. It's fucking 7 years old. That was amazing.
5 million views.
That was amazing. LOL, they made this into a meme with a dog and a deer, and it was hilarious. Bro, what just happened? Am I watching Shirts Off Podcast, the Origins feature film trailer? Yes, that's how we started. That's the basic navigation of online gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
an astute assessment.
I'd say that's a pretty good equivalence
Yeah.
to like a normal game of Call of Duty or even Fall Guys.
Hey,
just
fuck you.
just absolute hatred. If Fall Guys had proximity chat, it would be the greatest video game ever made. Because you can just
Oh,
grab characters. It's proximity chats when you like are
Like,
in
if you're
game.
close, you can hear somebody.
Yeah.
talk to them.
Or like death chat even. Fairy go. But still, where is Kayla? She is asleep. She is taking a nap.
She's asleep.
She's asleep. I'm so pissed I can't play Fall Guys. Why can't you play it? Are you just a
Yeah.
baby back
Yeah,
bitch,
Chris.
Chris? I'm sorry, I didn't mean that.
Did you fix OBS?
The podcast seems empty. No, what do you mean fix it?
Like, where we got notifications and stuff?
No, I have them on my end because of Twitch, but I don't have we won't be able to hear them.
Okay.
I'm sorry, not yet. It's still.
Every week I ask you,
I have a Mac and an Xbox.
and every week you give me the same answer.
You say it every week as if
I do ask you once a week, every week, on Monday.
sure. Okay.
Oh, by the way, we might not be able to do on Wednesday.
Why? What happened?
I'm going out of town.
So we're not gonna be able to do on Wednesday.
We could do one early morning. But like,
So we're not gonna be able to do on Wednesday.
I mean, you've been waking up early. Let's do one early in the morning.
We'll see. Stop shaking your mic.
I'm not.
Yes, you were.
I was
Yes, you were. It was going dun 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 dun.
not shaking my mic.
What are you going out of town for?
I'm going to go visit Savannah.
Ah,
Not the city in Georgia, but the person
yes.
in
the person.
Spartanburg.
Who's going? Well, never mind. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Boo! I need her. I know, but she's tired.
yeah.
I have a Mac and an Xbox. That is
Um,
the saddest thing I've ever read. I have
why?
a Mac and because he has a Mac and an Xbox.
An Xbox was amazing.
Not for video games.
I mean, it is though. Like,
I'm
you're
ahead.
Wrong.
I'm
It's
gonna head
okay.
out. No Kayla, no podcast. Damn, that's crazy. What up,
Damn,
Twat
very good.
Waffles? What's up, Copenhagen? What a
Copenhagen?
great. Oh, that's
You-
a tier 1 Copenhagen entrance.
Do you want to hear about how I almost died over the weekend?
A little bit.
A little bit. Were
At
you
the-
looking
at the at the lake?
Yes.
Yes, I want to know how you almost died
Okay.
at the lake.
So it was Friday, right?
Kayla, you were missed.
No, Kayla already knows.
Okay,
Sort of.
just so she knows.
Which that kind of worked out really
Wake
good.
Kayla up and tell her I said hey, says Kristen.
Kristen, Kayla says hey. Or
Wait.
Kayla, Kristen says hey.
Creighton, you okay there?
So
You
Friday-
almost died at the lake.
Friday I was off, and
Hot.
I went to the lake with my dad, and we were hanging out. Went on a couple boat rides, and it got dark, and I was hanging out, my sister, watching a movie with her and somebody else. I think my stepmom's sister, so my step aunt, and her kids. And Kayla came by, and we were hanging out some. And then Kayla left. Well, as soon as Kayla left, I'm going upstairs to go
Convenient.
go watch movies with them. And my dad stops me. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing right now?" And I said nothing. He's like, "Come on, let's go for a boat ride." And it's like 12 midnight, by the way.
Jesus.
And I'm like, "Oh,
Your dad was gonna kill you.
n-
Your dad was
Nah.
trying to kill you.
nah." We went to go meet up with some of his friends who were fishing down from the.
It's a conspiracy. They all needed you dead, and somehow you survived in a way where it didn't seem
Well-
enough like an
well,
accident for
let-
them to
let me
feel
finish
like
the
not
story.
saving you. Go
It's
ahead. Sorry.
It's amazing. And I'll let you go get to your conclusion from there. So we went. They were fishing from the dam, right? By the way, it's there's no lights really on our boat except for the nav lights, the green and the red one. And you're supposed to have a third one, but the third one's broke right now. So we're driving the boat, and I was like, "Do we need to go slow because we can't see?" My dad's like, "Nah, we're just gonna fly down there." So he throws the boat in full speed. And we're flying down the lake.
Your dad was trying to kill himself and others.
We didn't hit anything, and the water's low, by the way, because they dropped it down to prepare for the hurricane that's coming in. So I was like, yeah, well, we're gonna hit a stump and go flying off. So I'm holding on for dear life, trying to get there in the first place. And we get there, and we hang out with them. They're fishing. They didn't catch any while we were there, but they caught a couple big catfish, and we were kind of sitting there talking shit. And he it gets to be about 1 o'clock, and I was like, "Look, I gotta work tomorrow." He asked me what time I wanted to be in bed, and I said probably about 3. And so it gets to be about 1 o'clock, and we leave. And the way the lake is, we headed to the part of the lake where it's dammed up right before you get into Great Falls. You know what I'm talking about? You go across that bridge, and there's the dam and the other dam on the other side. We were at that part of the lake, so the northern end of the lake, just north of the state park.
Were you getting sucked in by the dam?
No.
Okay.
So we were leaving because like they're letting the water out. You couldn't get
Yes,
sucked
it
in
is.
on that end anyway. So we're heading back. We're probably about a fourth of the way back, and this thick fog like just rolls in, and like it's already dark anyway. But we couldn't see any of the lights on the bank, like on either side. So we're like driving blind pretty much. We can't see anything. We just know that we're in the water, and that's it. The depth finder wasn't even working, so we couldn't tell if we were like close to hitting anything or anything like that. So this fog like rolls in, and we have to slow down because we at this point the fog's so thick we can't see the nose of the boat. Like, yeah. And
This sounds like some shit you and your dad would get like twisted up doing at midnight.
so we're like, my dad's like kind of gone because he'd been like drinking a lot all day. So
Are there rules against drinking and boating?
yeah, but I was driving. He wasn't.
Oh, okay.
I was driving the on the way there anyway.
Your
And
boat has a nose for sniffing out fish?
So we were. It's so pitch black and it's so foggy that we can't see the nose of the boat except for the nav lights, and it's like, my dad's like, well, like, can you tell the way to get back from here? And I was like, I'm trying, like, what I mean. So we pull up the map on his phone because my phone doesn't have any service right now. Yeah. And you can see where we are on the lake, and we're still just north of Watery. So we put the map down for a second, and we're driving like we're driving to the state park. We're north of Watery State Park, that's what I mean. And we're heading towards the state park. We look back down at the map, and we're heading back north, like from the way we came. Like we got all the way turned around and didn't even realize it. And I was like, hey, like, we got turned around. And my dad didn't believe me because, like, it had happened so subtly, like, that that neither one of us had realized it. And we were like, my dad just couldn't believe it. I was like, let's go to the bank, like, because we could kind of see some lights. And I was like, let's try to follow the lights up. We'll go slow. And we've made it to the end of this peninsula. And right across the peninsula was the state park. So we start going, like, from that peninsula where this little white light is. We're heading away from the light, and the light vanishes. Like, what I mean? It gets so thick that we can't see it anymore. And we're still looking at the map, and my dad was convinced we were going to hit the land because what I had done is I had zoomed out on the map and flipped it around so it looked like we were heading straight to the house. And I zoomed in, and I was like, look, we're this far away from the land. We're not going to hit it. We're like 50, 60 yards out. So we keep going, and like right before we get close enough to land, like you can just barely see like the treetops. Like, how the trees are darker than the sky. At that point, I was like, all right, we're here at the state park. We need to keep going like this way. And Charlie, it took us, like, those guys that we met up with were in Buford, and by the time like we were able to get to a point where we could see and like know where we were at, they were back in Buford. Like, they already pulled their boat out of the water and they were already at home. So we were rolling up, probably at our house at like 2, 3 in the morning. But we got through it. It was just so weird because we were going along, right?
How'd you almost die?
Well, we almost died because, like, we almost got lost in the mist and almost hit shit. I mean? We almost hit land a bunch of times because my dad kept, like, trying to turn away from the land and would end up making us go in a circle and almost hit the land. And, like, it was so weird how the fog happened. And it made me think of, like, how you hear about, like, these stories where boats go out and disappear in foggy weather and everything like that? That really freaked me out. So we finally were able to get back to the land, and like my dad like put
The
his
land
arm,
was moving, and you weren't.
my dad put his arm around me and was like, I loved you before, but now I'm in love with you. And me and my dad bonded.
We can barely see the treetops. Trees? They have tops.
Was
I prefer my trees topless, says Kristen. That's why you keep
but
keep those
you
around.
wouldn't be able to see.
It's a lake. It's a finite area. If I only wake up,
We also
if
didn't
I
have
only
any
wake
gas.
Caleb 25 times, I can, but that would be all.
I forgot to mention that we didn't
What?
have any. We didn't have any gas at all.
None?
Yeah, like
How were you driving around?
So we were almost on E, but it was weird.
So you did have gas. You
we
just
had
didn't
like
have a lot.
little bit of gas.
You had just enough.
We thought we were gonna run out, and that we were just gonna have to go to land and like camp out there and like wait till morning. And if that happened, I was definitely not going to work the next day because that boat is uncomfortable to sleep on.
Not just that, but it would have been the whole, having to like row.
No, we could
Or
have
get
got a
somebody.
ride at that point. At that point, I feel like somebody could have towed us.
Go way back in the messages. We made a whole point system. I saw the point system.
Wait, there's a point system?
They're talking about for the channel points.
Oh.
You should let viewers cash in points from the channel Wake Kayla for 1,000 points.
Ooh.
And Vertigo said maybe 200. Kristen was like, that's an idea. I can wake up Kayla 45 times. And then they said, let's see. Oh, I'm sitting on like 40,000 channel points, says Copenhagen. But also, Charlie's vibin' and twerking with Gorillaz tunes for 5,000 points. Can anyone cash in the Creighton Stop Your Story and sing Bawa Daba from Kid Rock? I don't know what that is. I would, but I don't have enough points. I think it's 20,000, but I'll need to double check. They're just acting as if these are known channel points.
I got 71K right now, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I'm at.
You could do anything, but you're also the co-host, so you could basically do anything anyway.
Oh, I can make you do stuff.
It's not true,
Why not?
because I wouldn't do stuff.
Oh, he sent me the email address.
If we do
so-
channel points, they're gonna be very, like, joke things. Like
what? What
like
we gotta do?
Like, for 100,000 channel points, you can shut the fuck up.
Can we pull channel points?
Pool as a group? I don't think so. Not like literally.
Well, what
not
if I
through
cashed
Twitch.
in all mine and somebody else cashed in all theirs, and together the combination would make, whatever the price you needed to make it to be.
I don't know. Probably not,
Why not?
because I'm not gonna let chat decide things for me.
Why?
If you want to decide things for me, you have to be a fucking like.
Aren't you a man of the people?
No. I am a man who talks to the people. I'm not a man of the people. A man of the people just lets the people decide things. I don't let the people. I'm a dictator. If this was my apocalypse, I'd be running shit, and I'd rule nicely
Make the apocalypse great again?
at first. There's a 50% chance that when you read the word yawn, you will in fact yawn. Creighton, give them to me. Then I can wake up Kayla 70 more times. Entertain me, little man, in my phone. So Creighton got lost in the lake. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the story.
It was a good story, though.
Come on, Charlie. Follow your idol, The Rock. You're the people's champ. He is not my idol.
I thought The Rock was your idol.
No.
He's basically Joe Rogan.
No.
He's bald, muscular.
Uh-huh.
He does gym things.
Right.
That's Joe Rogan. in
So
a
does
nutshell.
Henry Rollins.
Is Henry Rollins your idol?
No.
Henry Rollins has hair, though.
I mean, he's had hair. He's
Really?
like on and off bald in his hair.
Okay, well, I'm talking
Like
about
Dwayne Johnson.
like bald stick to it. The Rock's has been bald for a while.
No, he constantly has hair and is shaving it, like Joe Rogan.
Well,
he has
yeah,
to
but
shave
he's
it.
staying bald though. Like you
Yes,
know what I mean?
Henry Rollins. He's been bald for like 3 years.
Yeah, but The Rock's been bald way longer.
So they're all people who can
The
have
Rock-
hair that
Look,
shave their
look,
heads bald.
The Rock has been bald since the Tooth Fairy, Charlie.
No, he has.
He shaved his hair right after that movie.
No,
He
had
walked
hair.
out of theaters. And
He
was
had
like,
hair
oh
in
my God,
Fast
I gotta
Five,
shave it."
which was way after the Tooth Fairy.
He had hair in Fast Five.
Yeah.
No way he did.
Yeah, and the
Did he?
flashback. They have flashbacks for his hair.
Oh, in the flashback. Well, that doesn't count. They could have CGI'd that hair.
You think they CGI hair in Fast Five?
Probably.
They did practical explosions. Why would they CGI fucking hair?
I would.
Well, you're not fucking. No, what's his name? What's Superman's name?
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill. You're not
'Cause they
Henry Cavill.
CGI'd his
That
mustache.
mustache was devastating. I want food. Go get food. Shit on.
Why didn't he
Bald
just...
and muscular. Charlie's idol is Mr. Clean. Yes, I
why-
like Mr. Clean.
So I don't understand why they didn't shave it. Like why the mustache was essential for the Mission Impossible movie.
You said it the other stream when you admitted that Endgame is basically WrestleMania.
Yeah. Yeah, you did admit that.
What did I admit? Find me a clip of me admitting that The Rock is my idol.
No, you said The Rock is your idol and the end game is like WrestleMania. You said those two key phrases back to back.
Right.
You did, for real.
I'm sure I said
It
it, but
was
I'm
a-
sure it was very
It
sarcastic.
was a strange podcast.
I'm sure it was very
No,
sarcastic.
you were serious because we were having
First
a
of
debate
all, I'm
about
not I was not serious when I
You
said that
were,
Endgame was
though.
like WrestleMania. I said, yeah, Endgame's like WrestleMania.
it. No, you
That's
were
not the
serious,
same.
Trev.
Okay.
You didn't say it with that.
No,
shitty
I'm not
face.
letting you do this. I'm not letting you take me down this road of me being upset. You also said turmeric is a scam. Yeah, see, no, this is all just a fucking.
No,
no.
you didn't say that.
You almost all got me. You almost got me mad. I was almost there. Even Creighton remembers. Yeah. See,
You didn't say
guys,
that about 2
You
months
guys are
ago.
all foolish.
You're
You're a bunch of foolish children. Copenhagen, I expect this from Farigo and Creighton. I expect it from Kristen. I expect it from Kayla. I expect it from Matt. I don't expect it from you,
Look,
Copenhagen. You're supposed to be my rock.
Charlie.
You're supposed to be my idol. You're supposed to be the one that I look to. The one that I look to in chat for fucking common just decency and commonality. We're supposed to be the same. You're supposed to help me.
You also said minorities should be able to vote.
Oh my god. Why would you say something like that in the context of the situation? And said that minorities should be also. Okay, that was you reading him. I thought that was you saying that. I was like, Creighton, Jesus.
It was very out of
Copenhagen.
character for you.
That was in Copenhagen's character.
No, I'm talking about very
Man,
out of character for you.
Copenhagen can support you.
Because you're racist.
Right.
Yeah.
But facts are facts. Man, Copenhagen can support you, but facts are facts. Food. Get food.
Look, you wouldn't have dissed turmeric though.
Fud.
Like all the other stuff you did though, for real.
Right.
You did.
Right.
I remember because
Show me a clip and you won't owe me the $40. Show me a clip of me being non-sarcastic. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
It'll make you $40.
Do you guys remember what episode? Because I forgot.
Can you guys do all the work? Because I don't think it's real, but if
No,
it is, it'd be cool if you guys could do all the work.
Well, not do all the work. I'll go through and listen to the episode. I just need to know what episode.
Right.
That's all. Flint probably remembers. Where's Flint at?
Flint was here before the stream started. Oh, excuse me, because he changed the title to 89. Chaos ensues. Copenhagen's definitely that guy at a show who like throws the first taco or burrito at the band to let everything get crazy, but he also does that and then dips out before anything really starts.
Did you see
Excuse me.
the Batman trailer?
Bitch, don't ask something just to get a conversation started. We watched it before the stream.
Yeah.
I've watched it 20 times easily before today.
I haven't
That
seen it that many times.
Trailer.
And I'm a fan of Batman.
That trailer was amazing.
It's becoming that time again.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Boom,
It's DC
boom,
time.
boom. Nah, fuck DC time. It's Batman time. It's Batman
I
solo
don't
movie
know.
time.
DC's got a lot of stuff going on right now. Wonder Woman looks good. The Batman looks good. The Justice League Snyder Cut
hold
looks
on.
okay.
Let's not say anything about the Snyder Cut until we see it.
It looks better than
There's a lot of
Justice League.
trailers that look good that are garbage movies.
Suicide Squad is there.
I believe in Suicide Squad. That's James Gunn. That shit's gonna be amazing.
I mean, I want it to be.
I do too.
But the first one.
Well, again, it's not.
The first one isn't bad though. It's just.
The first
I
one's
don't know.
terrible. The first one's terrible
But
because
you were the one that was like, the
Listen.
first one's the best.
no.
Yeah, you were a long time supporter.
No,
for Suicide
hold
Squad.
on, hold on,
And
hold
Jared
on.
Leto.
Hold on. Yes. I was saying I never said the first one's the best. I don't like the first I don't like Suicide Squad as a movie. I like things in Suicide Squad separate. Kind of like what was the argument for the thing I hated? The movie you liked a lot that I hated.
Star Wars Rise of
Episode 9. Episode 9 has amazing moments. Some of the best moments in the series. And I hate it. I hate that movie. There are great moments. I will admit that. Suicide Squad's like that. There's like 3 or 4 awesome moments, but the movie is very clunky and not put together well.
Yeah.
And it's because the fucking what are they called? Executives got a hold of it before it went to air. And I'm sorry for saying this. I love you, Will Smith. Will Smith wanted to be the main character. He didn't like that Jared Leto was the main character, and he wanted him and Margot Robbie to be the main characters in the Suicide Squad instead of being about a squad. It was just about him, and that's why he ended up
I
basically
don't
being
like
the
him.
main.
He's just. I mean, I don't like him in that movie.
Yeah.
He's
I
just
like him
Will
in that
Smith,
movie.
Who happens to be a mercenary.
Okay, your argument, you and Chris and all you guys, it's such an
No,
annoying
it's
argument.
true though. Like the last. Look, Will Smith can act. The dude can fucking kill it. But the last couple movies has just been a guy who happens to also be Will Smith.
Right. What do you mean the last couple movies? He's only done so many movies in the last 5 years.
I would say Suicide Squad.
Concussion.
No, that one's actually really good. What's the movie where he's with his son on that planet? It's
After
good.
Earth?
After Earth.
It was
yeah.
like 9 years ago.
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
Yeah, it was probably his worst movie.
I Am Legend's really good.
Yeah, again, you're talking about movies from a long time ago. You said recent movies. You just did the face of he
what's
got
the
me.
one? Oh, Hancock's good.
That's an old movie. It's from like 2011.
Oh wait, let me pull up Will Smith's resume.
Yeah, here. Not resume, IMDb.
Or IMDb, whatever. It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
It literally is. It tells you everything.
A resume is what you use to get a job. An IMDb is your acting career. That's a little different.
Okay, it still tells you about what he's done. Wow.
See, things are similar, so I'll say they're the same.
Okay, look. Tell me what movies he's been in recently.
I hate when you pull up Will Smith's IMDb. The music department is what it opens first. He has 5 credits in music. He has 60 as an actor. So, damn, he's got shit. They're making Bright 2. Did you see Bright on Netflix?
Is it good? I haven't seen it. No.
It's really good. Okay, recently. So, things that are already out. Spies in Disguise. Oh, that's the Pigeon movie. Bad Boys for Life, which I heard was good, but a letdown. Like, not as good as it could have been.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. Audie
I know he did
Presents,
get
that's
in.
for short. Gemini Man, which was...
I heard that one was garbage.
I heard that it could have been great if they didn't give the whole movie away in the trailer. Because literally the trailer is the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and they... Dude, they
What else is acting in it? Because it looked...
I don't know, I didn't see that. Again, it was one of those ones I didn't watch.
It looked kind of like he was doing what he did in Suicide Squad. A little bit. I don't know.
What do you mean do what he did great in Suicide Squad. Yeah. Everyone has this weird... Look, the thing I didn't like about Suicide Squad is it wasn't supposed to be about him.
The best scene in Suicide Squad is like... Or not the best scene. The best scene with him in Suicide Squad
Jokers are crazy.
is the scene with him and his daughter.
I don't know. The scene where they're doing the tryouts, where he's doing the tryouts with the guns, is pretty great. The scene where he's like protecting the Suicide Squad and all the military guys from the demon things is great.
That scene specifically relies on him acting in that. You know what I mean? The other scenes are just cool shit that he's doing.
No, there's acting in the cool shit as well.
He's making a face when he's killing all the things. He holds a gun a certain way when he's doing the tryouts.
And this is what separates people who understand that those scenes, if you can be acting in those scenes, that separates you.
Yeah.
It's one thing to act in the acting scenes where you have to talk and be a person. But it's another thing if you can exude character emotion in just physical things.
I didn't get any character emotion from him killing all those monsters.
Yeah, it's because you don't care about that. You just
No,
wanted to
I
watch
did
your
care
you wanted to
about
watch
that.
your DC movie.
I did care about that. I did want to watch my DC movie. What's wrong with that? I'm going to go see a DC movie. That's what I want to watch.
What's Student of the Year 2?
I don't know what that is. Sounds like a kid's movie.
Special appearance in the Joanie song. And what's Will Smith doing in fucking... Never mind. Aladdin. I heard he was great in Aladdin. I didn't watch it.
I too heard that.
I heard that movie was like, he makes the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, I'll dial it back some, but like, I haven't seen
He's
anything
good and
recent.
bright. I heard Collateral Beauty is good, but I hear it's kind of like shit.
Wait, what?
I hear it's good, like he's good in it, but I hear that it's one of the,
Oh,
it's like a weird movie.
Yeah.
Because it's like, the movie makes you think one thing, but then the movie turns out to be like this really fucked up movie. Like, have you heard about it? Collateral Beauty? So, I'm going to talk about what I've heard. Spoiler alerts potentially for Collateral Beauty. Excuse me. In Collateral Beauty, Edward Norton, Keira Knightley, and Michael Pena play like love, time, and death. And after a tragedy. So yeah, after a tragedy, Will Smith, like, he loses like a kid or something. Like his son dies or daughter dies or his wife dies, something happens, and he's like on the brink of like suicidal, some kind of devastating thoughts. And he starts questioning the universe and writing to like love, death, and time, trying to figure things out. And they manifest themselves into real people and start like talking him through his life. This is what the trailer is telling you. The trailer is like,
I like this. This sounds interesting.
Wait for it.
Wait for it.
So, like in the trailer, like Keira Knightley is love and Homeboy is time. Michael Pena from Ant-Man. the guy who, like talks and he tells the whole story, but he's like, in
He's
it-
time.
yeah, he's
That's
time,
weird.
and well, he's a good actor. He's like a
Oh.
legitimately good actor outside of like his funny stuff. And then Edward Norton plays Death, but from what I've heard, it's all a scam.
What?
He owns a big company, his character in the movie, and like after he loses his kid, and after like these people want him to like sell his company to go live the rest of his life, and the three people, everyone around him is paid actors, and like they're all trying to get him to like foreclose on his company so they can all take advantage of it and make money. And it's just this fucking like this fucking flip the script scam movie with like some big crazy twist, and apparently it's just terrible. Now I heard that if somebody made that up, wow. But then also double twist, it turns out it's what it's trying to be at the same time.
What?
I know. I heard it was fucking. I heard they were like, bro, you have no
Bro,
idea.
pick
It's
a lane.
Yeah, it's like, what is happening? So I don't know. You know what? Hold on. Let me fucking Metacritic. Let me go to Metacritic. Okay. Collateral Beauty never manages to shake off its all too deliberate air or willingness to follow the easiest path. No, I want the
Trey.
fucking real one. Hold on.
Hello, Trey. Tree?
Okay.
Tree?
By the end of Collateral Beauty, you'd have to have a heart of stone for the film not to get to you a bit. But even if it does, you may still feel like you've been played. If that, many critics will complain about emotional manipulation, but I share Roger Ebert's views. Some people like to be emotionally manipulated. Okay, that's like the only positive score. This guy said 0. Maybe you'll be at a dinner, maybe nobody will believe you, or maybe they will, and someone will say Hollywood is terrible at making movies about trauma. See, none of these people are saying what happened. These are all like actual critic reviews. Like I want like shitty critic reviews. Hold on. Reviews by users. Because I really liked this movie. No, fuck you. 9, 10, 10, 9. I want fucking ones. Where are the ones? Where are the dumbasses? Cheesy, cliche, contrived, overdone. Yes, yes, yes. And yes, I know it, but I still loved it. Like the twist. Loved it. Okay, you know what? Fucking whatever. Okay, I don't know. Tree Mosher. Wait, Tree Mosher. Do I know you, Tree Mosher?
Or Tree Mosher.
Tree Mosher. That name just sounds familiar to me.
It does.
Charlie, if you were unbright, you would be a goblin? If I was on bright, yeah, I'd be one of the... Wait, is it goblins or orcs? They're orcs, right? It's orcs, elves, and humans. Because, like, humans are, like, middle class. Orcs are, like lower class poverty. And elves are, like, rich people. Have you seen... You haven't seen Bright.
No.
Bright is, like, a 2-hour movie that has, like, hours of lore invested into it, weirdly. Like, it's one of those movies that, like, does a really good job of setting up what the world is without, like, having like waterboarding you with all the information, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a really good movie. WAP, worship and prayer. Bride had so much potential, but I did not like it. Really? I liked it. I don't know. Give it another chance, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. See, like...
The second one, I'm excited for a second one. You know what it should have been, Matt? And I said
It should have been a show.
It should have been a show. It should have been like a 10-part miniseries. That would have been
That's
a little
what
better.
I thought it was.
No, it's
and
only
then
it's
I
only
went to
a,
go
it's a
play
movie.
it, and it was like the movie.
Joe Rogan's podcast is in it.
Oh, really?
He does like a fake. He does a podcast in the movie with an orc character,
Oh, that's fun.
and it's like on, and like Will Smith and his wife are like watching it at breakfast for like a second, and it's about like police brutality or something. It's like this this cutoff piece that they had to ask like Joe, like, hey, can we come film this thing with an orc? And like I watched every fucking episode of Joe Rogan for like 3 years, and he never talks about doing that on the podcast. I'm like, guys, where did we miss this? How did he not say, yeah, I did that thing on Bright? How did no one bring it up? How dare you, Joe Rogan
Maybe
viewers?
it was just like such a background thing. They're like, who was
Maybe
it?
he didn't film it. Maybe they they just got him asking questions to someone in real life and just photoshopped the orc in and like didn't ask his permission. But part of me thinks Joe's cool and was like, yeah, Will Smith, I'll do your orc movie thing. and like did it, and it makes me sad.
He probably did.
He probably did. Night night? No, stay awake. Wait, who went to sleep?
Kristen.
What? No.
She's fighting slip.
Sleep. Stay awake, Kristen. Hello, Tree. Hey there, Chief. What's on the agenda today?
Joe Mama.
I'm not Slip. Hello, Zach.
She's fighting.
I love you, Zach. I don't know. In conclusion,
Will Smith is okay at
Will Smith's a very good actor that people sleep on.
I mean, he's a very look. I think he's a good actor. I just don't think he did.
He's just not afraid to take money. He's
I
not
don't-
afraid
I
to
don't
take
think
the check.
He did a solid job in Suicide Squad.
He did a pretty great job.
He did an okay
He look
job.
him
He did
and Jared
pass
Leto.
it.
No, here's
I
the
don't
thing.
understand
Here's
why
the
he
thing.
didn't wear his mask a lot in the movie. You know?
They filmed a lot of him wearing the mask.
Not really.
Yes, they filmed. They filmed a lot. You gotta pay attention. You say not really like you just assume
I'm talking
like you
about
were
the
there.
final cut.
Yes, the final cut is trash.
Yes.
The final cut, the whole movie final cut is trash. There are still great moments in that final cut. There's a great Jared Leto Joker on the cutting room floor.
There's probably
somewhere.
a great movie in there somewhere.
There's a
it's
fantastic
lost.
movie in there, but the fucking executives got in there and were like, "Your movie's gonna suck." That's why when James Gunn did it, he was like, "Fuck the studio!
So-
If y'all want me to make this movie, you gotta let me show my shit." That's what he said.
So
And
is
so
he-
we're getting a James Gunn Suicide Squad, and it's gonna be awesome.
So he's coming back for Guardians of the Galaxy 3?
Yes.
So like, is this one gonna be canon to the first Suicide Squad?
No, it's a reimagined Suicide Squad. It's like straight up, they just scrapped that.
So what is happening in the DCEU?
Just everything. The thing that should have happened. The problem is they were like, we can't have the same people working at Marvel doing our movies. But in reality,
Why not?
well, because it's DC being bitches and the movie companies being like,
Yeah.
well, they're doing their thing. We need to do our thing,
You-
right?
you wanna-
No, you need to have the smart people making all the stuff.
You want to hear something dumb?
What?
There's like some dumb rule or thing or whatever where they can't have Batman in like on cable TV show, like at all. That's why you never see him in anything.
But he's at the end of Gotham.
I mean, he is, but he isn't. You know what I mean? He's like
It's Bruce Wayne, and he's dressed as Batman.
he is
in
dressed
the
as
last
Batman,
scene.
but the show's not like it's like right then. They get away with shit like that, but like they can't have like a show about him or like have him appear in the show like in a
What about animated
significant
stuff?
way. Animated stuff is a little different, but like not really. It's
What do you
really
mean?
weird. There's
But
some-
he's in animated shows. They're
He
animated
is.
Batman shows.
Yes, but that's like before the thing kind of went into place. There's some kind of like I read up about a long time ago because I was curious about what number one. Have you ever seen the Birds of Prey show?
No.
It's a really old show from 2000, like the early 2000s, and it takes place in the same universe as Batman '89.
Excuse me.
And I was like, why is he not in this? Because the story of the movie is Batman went missing for about a year,
Mm-hmm.
and like his daughter, or his daughter, like his and Catwoman's daughter, now leads the Birds of Prey with Barbara Gordon and a couple other people. And apparently the Joker's still alive in that timeline somehow. But like the reason they didn't have him in there is because there's like something about like you can't have him in a movie and in a show at the same time because they're like they're worried it'll confuse people.
But they're making 3 movies or some shit.
Yeah, and
You've got
But
Joker Batman, technically, with the little kid in Joker. You've got Batman, with Matt Reeves' Batman they're making. You've got the fucking Justice League
Ben
DCEU
who might be coming
Batfleck.
back.
What?
Who might be coming back?
Who might be coming? He'll probably come back.
And
I'm
it's the same way with like certain villains too. That's why in like the Batman, like the TV show that's animated, you didn't see Scarecrow, Ra's al Ghul, and a couple other.
But you
villains
see Ra's al Ghul in like the
because they were
the
in,
CW.
You do in the CW, but there's not been any movies about him recently. See, if he had been,
What are these rules? Aren't rules? They're not. I feel
it's
like they're not
weird
real. I feel.
contractual things.
Yeah,
I don't like it either because I was
it's
like,
not that I
that's
don't like
dumb.
it. It's just I don't get it.
That's why you don't have Two-Face in the Batman show either, because they were doing The Dark Knight and Batman Begins around that time. It's so dumb. I hate it. They didn't have those rules in the 90s, though, because you have Batman the Animated Series. It's like,
Well, yeah, you
fuck
could just
it, we
buy
have
the rights.
everybody in you.
They were like, here's all the rights for the things and
Well,
like selling
then they
them.
were just like, make a good Batman show. Use whatever you want.
And I feel like that's what they should do.
They should.
See, that's why Marvel's so great. Is like they have earned their characters. With DC, it's not like you have a lot of amazing characters.
You do though. They just don't ever show them.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, DC. No, hold on, you're mishearing. What I mean is, with Marvel, they started off with Iron Man, Captain America. What is Marvel to everybody? Fucking Spider-Man, the Hulk, Wolverine, the X-Men. You know what I mean? Like Captain America, maybe. Like there's a lot of fucking.
But you would be hard pressed to find a
the
Captain
Fantastic
American
Four
fan before the MCU.
Exactly, and fucking forget about it with Iron Man.
Yeah, nobody knew who Iron Man was.
Or
really,
Hawkeye,
really.
Black Widow, even Thor. Like
I mean, you knew those names.
you knew the names,
but,
they
didn't
were
know the characters.
like you had no clue.
Yeah.
And now, and then fucking the Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yeah, that was
Doctor Strange, Ant-Man.
Ant-Man was pretty famous actually because of Ultron. But other than that, you're
What?
Right. He was famous because of Ultron. Ultron was like a big thing, but like you're right on par though with everything else.
I mean, even Ultron. I'd never even heard of any of these. I'd heard of Captain America,
Bro.
and I'd heard of Spider-Man and the Hulk.
Maybe it's just me because I'm into robots. Like
God,
That's
the
scary.
internet went out.
maybe it's just 'cause-
YouTube exclusive content. Sorry.
maybe it's just me because I'm into robots. But I had heard of Ultron because I was like, oh yeah, bad guy that's a robot. Sign me up. I was the same way with Brainiac too.
Yeah, Brainiac.
Brainiac would be a fucking great villain for them to do.
They've done them.
For a Justice League movie.
Wait. Oh, who am I
Brainiac's-
thinking of?
Brainiac's
I'm thinking of
DC.
the Brain then in Marvel. Who's the Brain character in Marvel? The one that's in the Hulk movie.
Oh, the leader.
The leader.
But they haven't done him
Since
yet.
then.
Yeah, it's more like they kind of were like, oh, we might do this, we might not.
He's on the
And
cutting room
then-
floor somewhere now.
Yeah, you got the leader and you got what's his name, MODOK, who's in like the chair and like has the big ass brain
Yeah.
poking out of him, which would be really cool to see. I hope they do MODOK eventually. My point is, like, they've got some great material. Everybody's like, oh, you should do Darkseid, But Darkseid literally, like, if you've ever looked into the history of, like, Thanos and his side of Marvel, like, the guy who came up with Darkseid branched off from DC to create Thanos for the MCU. So it's essentially them redoing the New Gods stuff. And what they should do, instead of trying to do, like, what Marvel's doing, go for Brainiac. Go for, like, the things that Marvel hasn't expanded upon, like robot villains, or the multi-universe thing. They do a great multi-universe couple episodes in the Flash episodes, which is like fucking amazing. And they have that they could go off of. I mean, it's in the fucking name, the DC Expanded Universe. You don't have to just stop at one. And I think that's the direction they're going now. You know what I mean? Because they're like,
You first. Keep going.
I feel like they see
Sorry.
that they have like something great here. You know what I mean? As far as like having these different versions of characters and eventually having them cross over with one another.
Nah, see, that's what I think is going to be too annoying, because then you're going to have to assume that all of your audience has seen all of your things.
Maybe. I mean,
Because, like, I'm never going to watch the CW shows.
No, you don't
Like,
have
and
to,
I'm not
yeah.
going to watch all the... But what you're saying is that if you have all these different things, you better cross over, and they've already crossed over the CW with The Flash.
Yeah.
See? So, like,
All
then...
the
So you
CW
have to
shows.
watch all the things to understand all the stuff, is the problem. Like, with the MCU,
mean, there's a way
at
you
least
can-
everything is secluded to the MCU.
There's a way you can do it where you don't have to do that. You know what I mean?
There's a way, yes, but like for the mega fans, like who are gonna watch everything, is it gonna be worth it to watch everything for it to all like kind of be connected, or will it all be connected? And will it all make sense if it's connected?
I mean, if they do Flashpoint,
Like imagine, just imagine a scenario, right? Imagine in Avengers Endgame, where in the portals scene at the end, where the portals are opening up and people are walking through, where fucking the X-Men walk out from the X-Men
I thought
movies.
we were gonna get that.
Like, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, imagine a world where they're just like, "Fuck it, here we go," and they start pulling everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're like, "Ah!" Like we were already in the
That
theater,
would've
like,
been great.
"Ah!" Like we were losing it at that scene, right? Like, tell me that's not
I'm
one of
so
the greatest
upset
scenes
that
in movies.
I'm so upset the Defenders weren't there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That was depressing.
that was a little depressing.
Yeah.
Because they were always, the Netflix Marvel was always like a little kind of not really there, but maybe there, but not really. They weren't really there, but they were kind of there,
Yeah.
but they weren't really there. You know what I mean?
I hate that.
I
It's like,
hate that too.
They name drop a bunch of people at the beginning of Daredevil, and then they're like, oh,
Dude, if they bring Daredevil to the MCU and they don't bring Charlie Cox back, the guy that played him in the show, fuck the
no.
MCU.
Yeah.
It's not going to kill it for me. Like, I'm not saying I'm not going to watch
You
all the
will be
movies,
disappointed.
but I'll be really mad because he fucking
killed it.
crushed it.
And they like gave
Honestly, all the characters
they
in the
gave them
Defenders
such,
did great
Such a short end of the stick as far as like they're like we're just
for what
gonna-
like the range of what they were capable
yeah,
of.
and they
John Bernthal as the Punisher might be the best MCU casting. Period.
And-
Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man, him Punisher, best 2 castings in movie history, top 5.
and they were
Some of the
like-
best castings ever.
They were like, instead of trying to put all this stuff on our other streaming service, we're just gonna cancel you guys.
Yeah, see, it's just so.
That's so fucking stupid. I mean, like you had great shows, and I get it. Like you can't put a lot of the stuff that's on Netflix on Disney Plus on that end of things, but you got Hulu in your back pocket that you can just slip that shit over in. You know what I mean? That's what they did with Clone Wars. You know, the 6th season of Clone Wars is completely a Netflix original, and it is stripped of the Netflix stuff. I think that's,
They probably bought it from Netflix.
well, I mean, that's what I mean. They bought it and stripped the titles off. But
Well,
I
it's
mean,
probably because Punisher and Daredevil and Jessica Jones are giant Netflix shows, and they
Yeah.
want to keep them on their service. But you like come to a fucking agreement. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, also
you
that
did it with
ad was
Sony.
loud as fuck. Sorry, guys.
you did it with Sony.
What's up,
You know?
scumbags? Hey, Nick. Yeah, I guess, but there's more money. It's a separate thing.
Yeah.
Sony isn't
Does Sony have a
Netflix.
streaming service?
I think they stop. You keep
My
fucking
bad.
shaking something.
It's my leg bouncing.
I think technically they have one, but not anything anyone watches. You know?
Damn.
I don't know, man. It makes me sad. 'Cause like, oh, back to my thing.
Go ahead.
Marvel started off their giant fucking franchise with a bunch of nobodies and the Hulk. You know what I mean? And like did this great thing. And DC was like, okay, we're going to do that, but we're going to start you off on all the big characters you already know so we don't have to give you any backstory and just put you right in the
Wait,
story.
And what aspect are you talking about? Like,
They started off with Superman for Man of Steel to build the DCEU.
yeah.
And then
Which
they
is a great movie, by the way.
which is a great movie. But what they were doing was, let's start this movie, and then instead of like pull like a Martian Manhunter, or like a Speedy or Arrow or any of these characters that we could have, any of these like B
Booster
class.
Gold.
Rooster-
Booster Gold. would've
Sure.
been a fucking
I don't even
amazing-
see. I don't know who that is. Like they could have picked so many characters to build their DCEU off of, and then include a Bat. Could you imagine? Imagine for a second. Nolan's Batman ends in 2012, right? That's the last Batman movie we got for a long time. And we don't see Batman for like 10 years on screen live action. But the DCU slowly picks up. Imagine this moment. Imagine the Spider-Man moment. Imagine the fucking Captain America Civil War and your left hand's free, Queens. And you're like, it's going to be Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
imagine that moment in the DC movies where you're like 8 movies in, 10 movies in, and like each movie has been this giant thing. You got your 3 Martian Manhunter movies in, and you're like, oh shit, I love this Jim Carrey shit. Or whoever the fuck they get to play Martian
Yeah.
Manhunter, some epic
Imagine
fucking
if they
guy.
had Jim Carrey as Martian Manhunter.
No, that would be terrible. You'd need like, I bet that
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba would be great, but I don't think he's right. I think like
Somebody more unknown.
not someone more unknown, someone more like brooding. Because Martian Manhunter is like a very cold.
Well, he's a sad character. I mean,
He's a sad
in
character.
a lot of iterations, his whole race has been wiped out.
Yes, but I mean like that character specifically is very like he's like a not brooding sad, brooding like it's sad what has happened, but brooding like intimidating brooding. So you need
Oh, yeah.
somebody
like
almost
he's kinda
like
scary on that alien sense.
yeah, almost like the guy who plays Luke Cage, but not like a happy-go-lucky version of him, like a very mean, cold, separated from humanity. Obviously, he's an
Dude,
alien.
a Martian Manhunter movie would be great.
It would be great. But what I'm saying is, imagine you're like 3 of those in, and like you got like a Flash movie or 2 built up, and you got Wonder Woman. You have your like big characters. You have your Wonder Woman. You have your Aquaman.
I'm so glad Wonder Woman got a movie.
Yeah.
It's really good.
You have your Flash. You have your not Superman and Batman. You know what I mean? You kind of pull back. Maybe wait for the Flash. You give them a couple movies, and then boom, Flash is there. Boom, Wonder Woman. But like Wonder Woman could have stuck around as like the big one from the beginning.
She
but
really
then,
could have. They
but
could have
then,
built off of Wonder Woman.
imagine you're 10 movies in. Imagine you're like 10 movies in, and it's the beginning of the first Justice League movie. No, not even the beginning. You're like 45 minutes into the beginning of the first Justice League movie, and it's like a 3-hour movie.
And you go to Gotham.
And it just cuts to Gotham. It cuts to Gotham. It says Gotham in big white letters like Queens. and there it's because like the Justice League has to be in Gotham.
Mhm.
Like they've had to go there. And like you've already been to Gotham a couple times in the DCEU.
Sort of. Yeah.
Sort of like you've been there, and like they were there because like the Flash was in prison, and like his lawyer showed up, and his lawyer was Diana or something, and like, you know what I mean? Like they have a couple big moments, but just imagine that the year is 2024 in real time. Imagine it's 2024, and we're like 8 years into the DCEU, and it's been 12 years since Batman's been on screen. And all of a sudden, Ben Affleck, imagine Batfleck just fucking
That would be
lands on somebody, lands on the Flash, after the Flash has done some like fucked up, crazy, awesome shit in front of everybody, and Batman's the one that fucking steps on his leg and won't let him up, and you're like, oh, he stopped the Flash, or he stopped somebody. Like, could you imagine? But no, instead they were like, we're going to start you right off in Superman's movie. It's going to be you and Superman in a movie together, and you're going to beat Superman in your first movie to show your dominance, and then we're going to have nowhere to take you. You're going to have nowhere to go as a character. You're going to have nowhere to go, like, power-wise. You're just going to now you've shown your dominance. Now you're going to be the shitty grandfather that watches over all the rest of the fucking badasses. It pissed me off. It pissed me off.
Which, by the way, he looks great as Batman.
Yeah,
And
he's a great.
action.
I think he's a really good Batman.
It's just.
I
the
really
way
think he's a
written.
good yeah. He's really good Batman in Batman vs Superman.
He's
He's a really good Bruce Wayne in the Justice League movies.
yeah. And even in Batman vs Superman, he's a good Bruce.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. He's
Yeah.
good overall in Batman
Yeah.
vs Superman. To me, I think he's just a great character in that movie.
Yeah.
And Alfred, the guy who plays Alfred's a great character.
Yeah.
Batman vs Superman was an unfair fight.
Jamie
just saying.
Irons.
Well, yeah, it was supposed to be.
Also, we'll finally get the answer to that scene. You know that fucking scene from the Justice League trailer where Alfred's like, "He said you'd come, and we never fucking found out who that is." It's gotta be Martian Manhunter.
No, Superman.
No way, no.
It's Superman in a black suit.
I don't believe it.
That's in the Justice League trailer. They show the whole scene.
No.
Yes, it's in a featurette for the Justice League trailers.
No.
Yep.
No, I wanted it
Yeah.
to be Martian Manhunter.
I did too, but it's
I
not.
wanted it to be. There is concept art for Martian Manhunter, so
Of
we
course
might be
there
getting
is.
That.
He's like one of the bigger like B or C characters in him.
Well,
Because I know about him, and I don't know anything about him.
He's great. You
Yeah,
want
no, I know.
You want to know like?
I've heard that he's great. I
you
know.
want to know what his drug is? Basically?
No,
Like,
I don't. I
his-
want to go completely blind one day into
Okay.
it and be happy whenever I watch it.
Okay. It's so look. If anybody from DC that is listening to this podcast somehow,
Of course they are. We're super famous. Everyone watches
do
us.
yourself a favor. Look at your history. Go back and watch the DCAU and take notes, because that was a fucking great universe, and it was doing the whole cinematic universe.
See, I
thing
feel like the
before
problem
that
with
was a
stuff like
cinematic
that.
universe,
I feel like the
wasn't it?
problem with all that stuff is rights to characters. Still, is they probably just don't have all the rights.
So another thing with that, by the way, since they were
I just hope
launching,
New Mutants doesn't suck.
since they were launching the Batman show around the same time that universe was ending, the last season of that Justice League show, or last two seasons actually, couldn't have the Joker in it because the Joker was in the other show.
Yeah, see, like that.
That's dumb. Yeah.
I wish that the studios or the people with the rights just rented off the characters.
Yeah.
Like, I hate when the studios are like, we want the character, but we want him to ourselves for
And-
like this many years. It's like, how about you fuck
Yeah.
off and let people make good shit?
Exactly. And I respect the fuck out of Bruce Timm, the guy who was over the DCAU at that time, for being able to pull off like a great universe and having to like jump those hurdles of limitations. You know what I mean? Because there was shit he couldn't use that he definitely, like, you could tell he wanted to use, and he still like made a cohesive story that is fucking amazing. That we could get like something like that on the big screen someday. Like, my God, that would be like.
I mean, imagine a world where like you have a show like Game of Thrones, but it's animated.
Yeah.
Like where someone has that budget. I mean, like
Yeah.
the same budget, but an animated show, bro. Like the Lord of the Rings show they're making. It'll probably be the greatest thing ever made
Yeah.
because of how big it is. Dude, Bezos put $1 billion budget on the first season.
Is that a lot? No, I mean, is that like the most? it's
The
ever been?
last season of Game of Thrones
Oh,
had a $15 million budget per episode.
damn. So that's like
6 episodes.
85 times.
So
or
that's
85
90
plus.
million. That's a little more. It's like 11 times that.
Yeah.
Still,
Damn.
for the first season, this isn't going to be a show that like Game of Thrones got all its crazy big budget at the end. You know, like it had a big budget the whole time. Don't get me wrong. It was HBO. After season 1, they were like, "Oh shit, people like this." After season 3, they were like, "Oh shit, people
Just
love
throw
this."
money at it.
Yeah, just throw all the money, and all the money was like a few million an episode,
Yeah.
and most of that money was going towards actor salaries, because by the end, Peter Dinklage, Lena Headey, Nikolai Coster-Waldau, Emilia Clarke, and homeboy Jon Snow.
Peter Dinklage got a lot of money.
They were all getting $1 million an episode.
Yeah.
Like, or I think it was $900,000 an episode, like almost $1 million an episode for like the main, main cast, and then like the B cast, like the Arya, Sansa, you know, like the lesser not lesser, but like the characters who weren't as one experienced and two as on screen as those big characters were at like 500 or 600 an episode as well. So like you're looking at an episode where like fucking half the budget of the final season's episodes was paying actors.
You know what's crazy to me?
What?
Like how much RDJ got paid for the Avengers movies and Iron Man and all that towards the end. Because, like, you know, a lot of them had caps or something. They had, like, some kind of, like, this is the most you could pay them for that movie. But his didn't have a cap on it at all. So he was getting, like...
Well, that's just because of like certain you have contracts.
Well, yeah.
It was based on their
But
contracts.
his wasn't locked down by a contract or something like that. Something in his contract.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just he has a good negotiator.
And I read somewhere that he was making, like, he made, like, $6 million or something like that. Something crazy off of, like...
That's it?
It was more. It was.
No, that
It might have
doesn't
been
sound
more.
good.
It might have been more.
I think it was
but
more. Hold on, let me see that. I think it was something stupid. It was really small in Iron Man.
Yeah.
He got paid like thousands of dollars in Iron Man.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't even $1 million. Hold on. Yeah, I could have. Yeah, 20 million.
20 million.
Yeah, so he had. Or hold on, no. Oh, okay, so
He's
he
like
has
the
earned.
highest paid one.
A new report from Forbes breaking down Marvel salaries reveals that Junior has earned a whopping $75 million from in-game alone.
Damn.
Yeah, I was about to say 6 doesn't sound
That's
right.
enough to make another movie.
Downey Jr. made an upfront salary of $20 million for reprising his role of Tony Stark, Iron Man in the Marvel blockbuster. So that was the upfront. Regardless of how the movie did, he'd get $20 million. And he ended up making, based on I'm sure like how much it makes. Yeah, he gets a chunk. So he made $75 million off of Avengers
How much
Endgame.
did Chris Evans make?
He made $15 million, which is the same salary he earned for Civil War and Infinity War, according to Celebrity Net Worth. Evans' net worth is at $50 million, but those celebrity net worths are stupid. They don't make any sense.
Yeah.
They're you can't trust that shit.
15 million.
Yep.
Compared to RJ made 75.
Yep.
That's just 60 million more.
Just 60. Just 4 movies more than him
For one movie.
for one movie. For a movie where he has less screen time than you.
Does he have less screen time?
I think Chris Evans has the most screen time in
that
the
scene
game.
though, like at the very fucking beginning, you know, when they first rescue him, and like he's like fucking like giving it the cap.
Bro. Oscar moment. The one thing I hate about the Academy, I think the thing I hate the most about the Academy now, it's not even like the political leanings, not the leanings themselves, but the political leanings having like an effect on the voting of the Academy, is the just total absence of mind in terms of comic book movies and science fiction movies. Like, they just don't include them unless they're like this giant mega thing in a moment for, like, Get Out. Like, Get Out never sees the Academy if it isn't directed by Jordan Peele in 2015, 16, whatever year, and is this big thing. Like, it should always be seen, but because of everything that happened for it politically, like, that's why it got seen. It should have been seen anyway, because it's a fucking amazing movie. Get Out is so good. Have you seen Get Out yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to the movie theater and saw it.
Yeah, dude.
Two or three different times.
Bro, when he's outside smoking and Homeboy
Oh,
starts
yeah,
running
yeah,
at him, bro. No. I couldn't watch that movie.
That's what we're talking about. The scared Kyle.
Yeah, that movie is fucking amazing. Get Out is great. Get Out is so good. Watch Cinema Wins.
For Get Out.
Everything great about Get Out.
You're-
You realize so many artistic things that were done in that movie that you're like, this movie's better than I thought it was. Like, it's way better than I thought it was. Like, after watching that, that and then watching the movie again, you're like, whoa, this
now
movie's great.
which version? Because there's a director's cut out there too, right? With the alternate ending.
Yeah, but I like the normal ending
Yeah,
better.
the normal ending.
Yeah, because the director's cut ending is really, like, sad.
Yeah.
Like, well, to be fair, the director's cut ending is probably, one, more realistic to how it would turn out,
Yeah.
and two, sadly, more realistic to how it would turn out. And I won't say why I mean that, because it's very...
Well, I mean, we can talk about it, right?
Okay.
It's not like a
Guys, spoiler alerts for Get Out, if you haven't seen it. At the end of Get Out, Homeboy chokes his girlfriend to death on the street, and his buddy drives up and saves him. He's like, T.S. motherfucking A. And it's like he's the cops. And it seems like the cops are going to walk up and see this black dude choking this white chick, and he's going to get in trouble. And the reason you think that, stereotypically, is because that's what happens. That's the original ending. The original ending is two cops pull up, see him do that, put him in jail, and he goes to jail forever. And his homie goes to jail, and the last scene is his homie in jail telling him, we can get you out of this. Like, you just have to say what happened there. And he's like he's in this like fatigue state of, or like, not, that's the wrong word, not in fatigue. He's in this like fugue state of like, I did what I had to do, and there's no way out of this, and I just have to live like, and he goes to jail forever. And it's like this, this like statement on like society and all these things, and like it's a great alternate ending, or it's a great real, because it's hard to say what's alternate because it's like based on what you want it to be. So like for the director's cut, to me, that's the real ending.
Yeah.
And the one that went to theaters is like the alternate that just happened to be like people would want a happy ending at the end of that. I like both endings. I like the one ending because I wanted a happy ending, but I like the director's cut ending because it's like
this.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like good fucked up.
No, it's not good.
Hypnosis, Shell Shock, maybe. Yeah, Shell Shock.
You're shell shocked,
dude. When he's in the chair, and
he starts slipping.
When he takes him out of it, and then you see that he had the cotton in his ears, bro.
Oh yeah, that scene.
What an amazing movie! That movie's so good. Anyway, despite we branch off when I talk about, I get off on movies.
Yeah.
So, fucking The Academy, that movie like makes it through because of what it is, right?
Yeah.
And then you have Heath Ledger's Joker, probably only honestly getting nominated because he died.
Yeah.
Devastatingly.
But he did do great in it, though.
Yes, he had a fucking he won that Oscar because you're supposed to win that Oscar. He won that Oscar because he died. And because people who wouldn't go watch that movie watched that movie and realized, oh, he fucking won this Oscar.
So what you're saying is RDJ just has to die before Endgame comes out, so that way he can get an Oscar for Endgame.
No, he probably wouldn't have got the Oscar for Endgame.
You think if he had died, he would have got the Oscar for Endgame?
No.
No? Oh.
I think that Joaquin Phoenix's Joker was too good.
Yeah.
I mean, that movie's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
It's like ridiculous how good that movie is. But he should have got a nomination. One, they should have more nominations for Best Lead Actor in movies. They make like fucking 400 movies a year. You're telling me there's only 5 acting nominations allowed in those fucking things? And then sometimes the people that win is so dumb. I get off on movies. Charlie 2020. Yes, okay, you got me. I heard it as I said it, and I was like, no one will hear that, but I knew Nick would hear it. I thought Copenhagen would hear it, but I knew you'd hear it.
We all heard it, Charlie.
But anyway, dude, there's so many moments in the MCU, like characters that deserve a fucking Oscar. Dude, Josh Brolin in Infinity War is probably the best acting in the MCU so far, other than
Brie Larson.
I'm trying to make sure I'm not leaving anybody out.
Don Cheadle going like, "So you
Boom, looking for this.
Bucky, Winter Soldier,
Maybe Bucky and Winter Soldier.
or Civil War. Honestly,
Bucky and Civil War. Cap and Winter Soldier and Civil War. Probably Iron Man and Civil War. Probably RDJ. RDJ, I can see him. If you had to pick one movie that he'd get the nomination in, it's Endgame probably for me.
Chris Pratt, maybe.
No.
No.
No, not for any of the MCU
What about
movies. Groot stayed way in character, 10 out of 10. Okay.
what
bro.
about Benedict Cumberbottom or whatever the fuck his name in Doctor Street?
Nah. No, I mean, look, there's a reason the MCU doesn't get a lot of Oscar credit. It's because it's not like Oscar movies. But every once in a while, you have like 10 out of 10.
Ooh.
Thanos in Infinity War is by far and away probably the one that deserves
what
it the
about
most.
Michael B. Jordan in Black Panther?
Nah.
Or the guy that plays Ulysses Claw in Black Panther.
Andy Serkis?
Yeah.
If
was
he
really
hadn't
good.
died and he had been the main villain and had more screen time, maybe, but probably not even that.
He was
he's
really
great.
into that character.
He's super into it. But I think you
I
have to have
hate
him.
I hate the fact they killed him off.
Yeah,
That
him
was
getting killed off is
dumb.
probably the biggest waste of potential for a bad guy in the MCU to me.
Yeah.
He could have been a much bigger, better bad guy, and maybe he still will. Maybe they kept him alive when they brought him there, and he had a gunshot
or the
wound.
alternate timeline thing.
Or the alternate timeline thing.
What's his name?
Tom Hiddleston. Oh, thank you, Tom. I knew there was someone I was forgetting about. Tom
Yeah.
Hiddleston is Loki, and low-key Thor, Fat Thor, in-game Thor is probably the best Thor
What about
we've seen in terms of acting.
What about what's his name that plays Spider-Man?
Nah,
His
he's
accent.
great, but it's not. Look, doesn't mean anything,
Um.
dude.
Oh.
Honestly, Thor in Infinity War, dude. I don't know what it is about this line, but in Infinity War, when he's sitting there talking to Rocket, and he's talking about everything he's been through, and it's like him and Rocket having a conversation, and it cuts from Rocket. Rocket says something, and it cuts to Thor, and he goes, "I'm 1,500 years old, and I've killed twice as many enemies," and like it's just the line, "I'm 1,500 years old." Like there's like this fucking air of him saying it is him accepting like, I'm this old, and I've been through this much shit, and I've lost everyone. Why keep and it's like this fucking like I don't know. When I watched it, I was like, because you never really know how old he is, not for real in the MCU, and you just realize in that moment like, fuck, like everything that he's lost in like in reference to how old he is in no time. Because like by Infinity War.
He's lost his dad.
Well, no, but what I mean is like from Thor to Infinity War, it's been like 10 years to him. Fucking nothing, a day. Like to him, 10 years is like a week to us. Like 1,500 years. What's 52 times? Where's my phone? Where the fuck is my phone?
Come on, Charlie, get it together.
Hold on.
Find your fucking phone. In the meantime, it's time for me. Time for my time to shine. Oh, never mind, he's back.
So. Do some math real quick.
Do that, man.
Okay. Phone. Fucking work. Work. Okay. Work. Aren't you working? Move. Go away. Okay.
Was it me? Did I message you?
No.
Oh.
52 times 1,500. That's 78,000 weeks. Now, how old are you? How old am I? I'm 24.
23.
24 times 52. So, I've lived more than 1,200 weeks. Right? 1 week, I can't tell you anything that happened in a week more than 2 months ago. You know what I mean? Like, not really. Like, 1 week of our life is nothing, right? 1 week to us is 1 of 1,248. 1 week to Thor is one of 78,000 weeks. So
How many years is that?
10 would be 10 times 52 would be 520 weeks. It's 10 years. So 520 out of 78,000. Well, that's also math. That's math we can do. 78 1,000 divided by 520.
Carry the 2. Remember that.
Is 150. So, you're talking about if everything in his life happened, 1,500 years, he lost everybody in one day.
Damn.
If his life is 150 days, everything that happened to him that he cared about all ended in the last day. 150 days.
That's rough, buddy.
That's one day out of 150.
Dude, as Guardians
Benadryl Cumberdick. I feel like he was greatest Spider-Man. I don't like the writing for him. Really?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Michael Keaton as the Vulture. Yes, Michael Keaton as the Vulture is phenomenal.
Which, by the way, is
but not
coming back.
Oscar-y. Is he for real? Do we know that?
In Morpheus. He's literally in the
More
trailer.
Morbius.
Morbius, whatever.
Not be sleeping. Charlie, when you get a chance, look at the Tic Tac. Okay. The numbers don't lie and they spell disaster for you at Sacrifice. But anyway, that moment, it was just a big, awesome moment to me in the movie.
I think he gets, like, another Oscar moment for RDJ is probably, like, when, at the end of Civil War, he's,
Yeah.
like, you know.
Yeah. End of Civil War when he finds out that Cap knew.
Yeah. He's like, did you know? Yeah.
That, with the breathing, bro.
Chills.
Shit inside of my mouth. That shit was crazy. I was like, what the fuck? Bro. Not just like, whoa, that's a great moment, but like, holy shit. He's about to, like what an actor. Like, what a moment
He's
for
gonna
that
kill him.
character. He's going to kill his best friend.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my god, it's gonna kill him.
and then in game, it happens again. But if there's really one performance in the MCU that really deserves an acting Oscar nomination, it's Thanos in Infinity War.
Just that slow march.
Now, with that said, I think that Captain America Winter Soldier deserved an Oscar nomination for Best Picture. I think Infinity War deserved an Oscar nomination for Best Picture. I think Avengers Endgame deserved an Oscar nomination for Best Picture.
Yeah.
I think that all three of those movies are fucking... I mean, they're unbelievable movies. And it's
It's so dumb how the Academy game.
it's so dumb that Black Panther got nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah. It's really not.
Just because... what?
It's good, but it's not like.
It's a great MCU movie.
You can't tell me that that's any better than like what you were saying, like Infinity War or Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
Or like in Endgame. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. Look, I love Black Panther. It's a great movie, but it's not even like a top 10 for me in the MCU. There's 24, 25. How many fucking MCU movies is there now? There's so many.
Yeah. And you're telling me that one's the best?
You're telling me that one's the one that the Academy's like, yep, this is the one we're going to pick for best. It's all political. Yes, it's all political. It's all because it's like the first main character black superhero. And that's not even true because Blade.
Yeah.
Blade is a Marvel character. Like, what? Like, it was that
and
the
they
thing
just
they said?
ignored Blade.
For me, Black Panther is on the same level as Ant-Man. I don't know about that.
I get where he's coming from, though. It's like, it's not like.
I think it's probably on the same tier, I guess, so maybe sure the same level. I think that Black Panther, the character, especially played by Chadwick Boseman, is probably one of the best 3 or 4 characters in the MCU, to me personally. Like, he nails it.
Oh, yeah.
He is one of the best casted characters ever.
You know what that movie.
That movie itself, it was too many things at once to be a Oscar movie. It was a great MCU movie.
That movie feels a lot like a Phase 1 movie. And I think I get it. It's supposed to because, you
I
know.
like the first Thor more than Black Panther. Really? I don't know about that.
Damn.
I like
Get
Black
shit
Panther a
on.
lot. Yeah, damn, that's crazy. You're really shitting on Black Panther. I still love Black Panther. I just don't think it's an Oscar. I don't think it's
I
a
think
best
I
picture
think it's
worthy
a great
movie.
Phase 1 movie.
Yeah, and that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, no, I mean.
Like,
yeah,
even though
yeah.
it's what, technically a phase 3 or
yeah,
2?
but it's a great, like, first introduction.
It's a great air quotes phase 1. Phase 1 meaning like
Like, it's his
introduction
first-
to
yeah. And even he did
And
great.
I'm still glad he was in Civil War. Like, I wasn't upset by the
I thought
what's the opposite of belated? Like the
just tagged in or thrown in,
not even thrown
tagged
in.
on.
He had a great prelude in
Yeah.
Civil War. There it
I
is.
thought that they were gonna like it was gonna be ham-fisted. You know what I mean? With Civil War, like they were gonna. I knew they had planned.
You think
on
they were gonna
having
be
him
too
in.
connected? Like the 2 movies?
No. Let me finish.
Okay.
I feel like when I first heard that he was going to be in Civil War, I was excited, but like then I heard they're going to have Spider-Man there. And if you've read the comic for Civil War, what they had kind of like alluded to through the trailers with him being in it is that he was going to be in the position that Spider-Man was in that movie, which is kind of like torn between two sides, which he sort of is, you know what I mean? Because he ends up coming over to Cap's side at the end.
Yeah.
But when I heard they were going to have Spider-Man, I thought they were going to like either push him more to the side or just tag Spider-Man on. I didn't think that they were going to find a way to like really balance
Keep
that
both
out.
of them in really well.
Yeah, just because of the way Civil War is written as a story.
Yeah. They did a great
But
job.
they did a great job of a great balancing act.
Of,
that.
and definitely for the comic readers, a great way of
Yeah.
like misdirecting you guys. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Which was like that's one of my favorite things when they misdirect even the hardcore fans.
Yeah.
Like in a way that is good for them too.
Yeah.
Like I mean,
I really thought Cap was going to die.
really?
He dies in Civil War in the comic. I thought, you know that scene
But doesn't he
where-
come back? Because he fights Thanos and dies to Thanos.
in the comic?
Yeah.
Well, because technically the Infinity Gauntlet comic, which is what Infinity War is based on, takes place way before Civil War came out.
Oh really?
Yeah. So,
Damn.
yeah. Infinity Gauntlet, I want to say, was in the 90s or late 80s, somewhere in there. But you know that scene? You know what scene I'm talking about, where he's got the shield and Iron Man's just like lasering it, and they're both like, it's like that moment. So in that scene, that's like right before he kills Cap. And I was like, oh my God, he's going to
In the comics, you mean?
Yeah, because like he was so fucking pissed, you know, after he found out Cap had hit that from him. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God, he's gonna kill Cap, and then we're just gonna have Bucky, and that's gonna be it. And this is how we're gonna ride into Endgame, or Infinity War. I mean, at the time. And
Nah.
I really like that moment, like where they lock the shield and everything like that. I was like, oh my God, this is it. But you know, I'm happy it turned out the way that it did. You know. I just feel like even though it turned out the way that it did, Civil War like is such a heavy story because it's heroes killing heroes. It's not just heroes fighting heroes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I thought it was gonna be more like that, but it was kind of like light.
Did
on
any
that.
heroes die in Civil War? No one died, right?
No, but Brody. I mean, yeah, Brody got paralyzed.
Brody got
but
fucked
that's as
up.
close as we got to it.
Yeah.
But it's
That's
like
the only
barely
thing I don't like
noticeable.
about the MCU. Like, not the only thing. That's one of the things I don't like about the MCU in
Nobody
terms
ever
of like
dies.
nobody ever died. Like, it's one thing if you bring someone back.
Yeah,
Like bringing Loki back the first time was smart,
yeah.
but
Plus that's true.
now
that
they're
plays true
they're
to his
still
character, too.
yeah, it's true. That's the only reason he's the character that's been brought back. Like, this is the 4th time now. I
Yeah.
think he got brought back. He died in
Yeah.
Thor 1, died in Thor 2, comes
Died.
back in Ragnarok, dies in Infinity War, and now for the 4th
It's
time
a time loop.
he's coming back
Yeah.
for the time loop.
But
It is
I wish-
morally ambiguous, which is scary. Exactly.
yeah. Also, the Civil War comic book's more like it's not doesn't play to one side or the other. It's not like this person is right and this person
It's
wrong.
letting you
It's
decide.
more like middle of the road. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wish Civil War the movie's definitely.
Well, that's what the movie. It's
I mean, granted, it is a Captain America movie, so it's definitely more like, yeah, Captain America's right. and,
but
like, you know.
but they make the argument very well for both sides. So you can. There were people going into it very much on either side.
yeah.
Like, I want
Civil-
Cap to win. I
like,
want Iron
that
Man
was
to
the
win.
year for like people like heroes fighting other heroes. You know what I mean? Because you had Batman v Superman that same year.
Yeah.
Just Civil War, fucking the Transformers the last night where Optimus turned on the rest of the Autobots. That was the thing for that year.
I don't know. I
Choose your side, Edward or fucking
Jacob.
Yeah, that should have.
fucking
They should have
hated those
like
movies.
foregone.
They should have come through the portals
Yeah.
in the end of Endgame. I think there's like one of those
no, he
YouTube
would've
mashups where
sparkled.
they did that.
He would have sparkled though, and that would have distracted everybody.
Who, Jacob or Edward?
Edward. You
Yeah.
don't know he's a sparkly
I
vampire.
know that's.
You know what? I think we're gonna have an Oscar moment in the Batman. Like, you know what I mean? Just from that scene where he's just like beating the shit out of that dude. That
I tweeted out. I
Yeah.
tweeted out like we might finally get an Oscar nomination for Batman, the character, not
Yeah.
just a Batman movie.
that'd be great.
Not just Heath Ledger, not just Joaquin Phoenix in Joker, which is Batman universe.
To
Like, that is such a fucking Robert Pattinson is the actor to do it.
To me,
Like Robert Pattinson is probably the most slept on actor of the last, not
Yeah.
the most, but one of the most slept on actors of the last decade. Just like Paul Dano.
yeah.
Him and Paul Dano. The fact that Paul Dano's playing the Riddler is fucking amazing.
To me,
Paul Dano's so good.
the like moment, like where he's like beating the shit out of the guy, like right in the trailer, is like the moment where it's like, all right, other superhero movies, it's time for you to be fucking afraid of Batman.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, I feel like that won't be the moment. Like, I'm trying to think of. I'm hoping that what we saw in that trailer makes it look like he's a very separated Batman
yeah,
from like
I love
people.
that.
And I like it a little bit, but I want to see.
You want to see him grow to be more.
Oh, I still want to see compassionate Bruce Wayne because he saves the kid in the trailer.
Yeah,
It's just, it's gonna be hard to see Robert Pattinson be like a manly guy at the same time as being
Well,
Batman.
So that's kind of like the line they walk
And be
when writing
compassionate.
Batman in comics. a lot,
Yeah.
Is
Well, they did a great job with Christian Bale's Batman because he has
Yeah.
the love interest, and then at the same time he has, it's
he's
like in
also
Batman,
scary. In that,
he's scary,
yeah.
but like in Batman, in
Batman
Dark Knight
Begins.
Rises. In Dark Knight Rises, you have Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, the cop, who to Batman at that time would be like 20 years younger than him at least,
Yeah.
probably more, probably closer to 30, and you're dealing with like someone in his eyes who is a kid, who's also an orphan, who's like he has this connection with. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And this movie, you have such a young Batman. You're talking Batman like year 1, year 2.
This is year 2. Batman,
Yeah, so
by the
year
way.
2 Batman. So you're talking a young Batman. Like I'm worried that we won't get that Oscar moment because he'll be such a
So-
young character.
That's the thing I feel like people miss a lot. Like with whenever they're writing Batman, it's like they'll do like Batman very vicious and fucking terrifying and fucking kicking ass, and like they'll have him killing people. And like there's a great clip, you've seen it, I know you've seen it, from the DCAU, again calling back to that, but like where he's going to sit down with that kid who's about to die, you know what I mean, like on the swing set, who can like read his mind,
Yeah.
and like instead of like using that weapon to kill her, he just sits there and comforts her and waits
Because he
for her.
knows that's the best thing to do.
Yeah, well, it's not just that, it's just like he's a human being underneath all that.
Yeah.
And I feel like people miss that a lot of times when writing Batman. Like, there's a reason he like is so upset and so angry at people who take advantage of the innocent.
When I saw the trailer and the Nirvana song came on, I lost my shit. And Robert's looking
Yeah.
Robert's looking emo as fuck. They reeled me in.
Yeah.
For me, they reeled me in
We
with
might-
Jeffrey Wright reading the poem so like almost seductively.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, Jeffrey Wright's like making me want like. I was like, whoa, bro. Are you gonna just be this sultry and like awesome the whole time you're
Seduce me,
Gordon?
but also try to kill me.
No, he's Gordon.
Oh, I mean,
he's
yeah.
Gordon. But I was just like, you're talking like it's one of those moments where I was like, okay, I'm a little pulled back from the realism because who's gonna sit there and read this poem like to a room full of cops? So like, one in
Well, I
key,
think that was done for the trailer.
definitely for the
Yeah.
trailer.
I
But
think
you
when we get-
gotta know he reads it just like that in the scene as well. There's no way he doesn't. But with that said, like, I'm glad they didn't give us a lot of his Batman yet.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where they take us with that.
Look,
I'm so happy with Jeffrey Wright as Gordon. Bro, Jeffrey Wright is amazing. He's so good in The Last of Us 2.
who's Jeffrey Wright?
The Gordon in that trailer, the black guy who
So
plays
who's he in
Gordon.
Last of Us 2?
I
Or is
can't
that
tell
spoil-
you.
Oh shit.
You haven't played it yet.
Okay.
You have to play The Last of Us 2 with me.
Is that why he's Batman? Like in the Batman movie now? It's because The Last of Us 2.
No. What?
Oh,
He's in Batman because he's a great actor.
Yeah.
He's a fucking legendary. Like he's one of those actors who will become legendary status actors. I think. In the next 10 years, I wouldn't be surprised if he already has an Oscar, just on the trajectory of his career right now.
I don't know. They have Catwoman in this movie apparently.
Zoe Kravitz is playing her.
Yeah. I don't know.
What? What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know. If this.
Colin Firth is playing Cobblepot.
Yeah.
Someone else, I forget who else. Someone else is playing Harvey Dent, but I don't know if it's. I don't know if they're like having him show up for like a second to be a character later, or if he's actually gonna become a character. I forget who it was playing him though. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not in this movie.
You know what you need to do.
What?
So
I'm glad the Riddler isn't like a cool, like fun character.
Oh yeah.
I'm
like,
glad he's fucked up.
He's scary.
I'm glad it's like a scary Riddler, and I'm
If
glad
he-
it's
if
Paul
he is-
Dano, bro. Paul Dano's such a good
If
fucking
he's
Riddler.
the Riddler,
No, it's the
he
Riddler.
could be Hush. There's been a lot of people speculating that it might be Hush.
Maybe, but it's based on the Long Halloween, and Paul Dano is credited as the Riddler and was cast and credited as the Riddler like a year and a half ago when
It
they
could be
announced this movie.
misleading us.
Maybe,
That's the long game though. They're doing that.
I guess. I just don't feel like. I feel like the long
No.
game will be Joker in this series.
The only thing is like, if they're gonna do like fucking Hush,
We
is-
need Antonio Banderas as Catwoman.
Well, if Hush, if they're gonna do Hush, they need to fucking have, I would say, build to it, because Hush is one of those kind of like event-worthy characters.
Like Avengers characters, like Avengers Endgame, Infinity War,
Yes, but not like for a whole Justice League movie, but for like you need the whole
for a Batman movie.
Yeah, you need like the whole Bat family there, like Batman, Robin, Batgirl, because it affects all of them. The shit that he does. So I would say like if you're gonna do Hush, build to it. Don't be your opening thing. That's
Yeah.
the problem I have like with a lot of like the way they do Batman villains, because it's like
Will be really cool if like the last thing that happens in Batman is like Batman can't solve the Riddler, but Hush does, and like the Joker's playing card from Batman Begins, like Hush has one, and it's just like a hey, see you in 3 movies. You know what I mean? Like he's just in the
Oh, like he
background,
saves
like he's
him?
Moriarty in Sherlock
or Bane.
or
Could you imagine if
Bane.
they did Bane like that? Because Bane could do that. Because Bane's really fucking smart in the comics. Like the
Bane's the only are the only people that could beat Ra's al Ghul in chess, or like the Joker and Bane,
yes.
bro. That's a scary like little stat right there for those characters. That's scary.
A 600-year-old man lost to
To the Prince of Crime, who's crazy, and Bane,
just
the strong person who happens to just be a fucking genius.
yeah.
That
Like,
people like
have
undermine.
you ever read Nightfall?
I haven't read any real big
So
comic for Batman.
Nightfall's the first like comic Bane was ever in, and the whole time he like scouts out Batman, and like the way he beats him is he breaks out everybody from Arkham, and so Batman has to go and hunt them down one by one, and by the end of it he's like fucking exhausted, and that's when Bane strikes. He comes to
That's
that-
like the end of Batman Arkham Asylum. Is that I don't think that that's what Bane's plan was.
it's Joker's plan, isn't it?
It's Joker's plan, but he does that. He
Yeah.
makes Bane the last guy you fight,
yeah,
and it like fucks Batman up.
yeah, and
That's such a good game.
it's a good plan though.
Those
too.
whole have you played the Arkham games?
Yes.
You have like Arkham Asylum, Arkham
Not
City.
all the way through, but I've played them.
You gotta play those
the only one I
games.
haven't played
Those are such
is
good
Arkham
Batman
Knight.
stories. Arkham Knight's phenomenal. They're all so good.
Arkham Knight just it didn't strike me as like the best one. Arkham City's like the best one to me.
I liked Arkham City a lot.
Arkham City's like the Dark Knight of that game trilogy. And then Arkham Origins is like some weird middle ground.
I want to see some artistic, creepy scarecrow shit. I've only played Asylum, but I
Yeah.
get it. Which
I
I,
would
don't
love
ever
to see
beat games
some-
unless I love them.
I would love to see some
Okay.
artistic creepy stuff.
Play The Last of Us then.
The problem is with a lot of Batman movies to me is like they try to like cram all the villains in there to be like, oh hey look, it's that one villain you know really well.
See, that's what's great about a Batman game is you can do that in a Batman game.
You
Because
can.
a game can be 50 hours.
And you can have your own individual stories for each thing. But like
Exactly.
with a movie, you can't like have that. You know, and you can have references. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm just saying like, you know, be like, hey, like don't forget about these villains, but also stay focused on the main thing. And that's why I'm excited about this movie. Apparently he's gonna be like it's a whole mystery thing that he's gonna have to solve and figure out. And we're finally gonna get to see Batman doing actual detective work.
I don't have a PlayStation, and we were supposed to do it that one day, but it didn't happen because I think we got stuck watching the Flamingo guy,
Damn.
which honestly was worth. Listen, Matt, literally any day of the week, if you have time, just call me and be like, hey, can we play The Last of Us? And I'll be like, bitch, yes.
Yeah. Except for Friday and Sunday.
Well, yeah, of course, but he knows that.
Does he?
I mean, yeah.
Oh.
I mean the days that he understands. What we need to do is all move into a fucking house together.
Yeah.
Because then we'll always have times for video games and things like that. Not always, but you know what I mean. There will be much more
I'm
time
telling you,
allotted.
I think the way to go is to buy a house.
I don't know. We don't have. It's not like any of us have exceptional credit, and even if any of us do, like, you're talking making a giant commitment to stay somewhere for a long time.
Yeah.
And assume that none of us are gonna have one career-changing things or things like one of us might lose a job. I mean, we might not be able to make house payments. I mean,
That would never.
and it would have to be like, can you have a joint house payment between like a bunch of people that aren't a couple? Like one of us would have to have the house under our name. We'd all have to have we'd have to just trust that we'd all split it one day or something. Like how's that? That's not how that works.
You're right. Renting's the way to go.
I mean, the renting's the way to go for fucking 3 or 4 friends.
Yeah.
Unless like one of us fucking inherited a house. Me and Creighton are supposed to get. Let's buy a zoo. I agree. Me and Creighton are supposed to get married for the tax benefits.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Right.
What do you think about the movie Let's Buy a Zoo or We Bought a Zoo?
I loved it.
You loved it?
I really loved it. I love Scarlett Johansson in it. She was great in it. I loved Matt Damon in it.
It's been years.
I
since
love
I've
the
seen
kids. I loved all of it. I really loved that movie a bunch actually.
Yeah.
It got a lot of shit, but I thought it was fantastic. I really liked that movie. It was a really fun movie. It was a really fun
Matt
movie.
Damon was in a Martian.
Scarlett Johansson kills in everything she does, and she
Yeah.
was fantastic in that movie.
And she's beautiful.
She's beautiful anyway.
Yeah.
She's beautiful.
Have you ever
She's
seen Lucy?
yeah,
Did you? You didn't like Lucy?
not really.
Oh,
I think it was too much.
too much for.
I think they did too much in like not enough time.
Mhm.
I think they needed that movie to be like 5 hours long for it to be great. It was cute. Lucy was weird. I didn't like it either. Yeah. I liked have you ever seen Lost in Translation?
No.
Bro, how old was she when she did that movie? Hold on.
What about Ghost in the Shell? It's really trying to get people to fire shots at me tonight. That's gonna be like I didn't
She's
like it. either.
35
Damn, she's 35.
now. She's 35 now.
So that means she was.
So 2003, 17 years ago, she would have been 17 or 18 when she was making Lost in Translation. Lost in Translation is a movie about two people in Japan. They're in Tokyo. Bill Murray's character, who is playing Bill Murray,
you
basically.
told me about this.
Yeah, Bill Murray is basically playing Bill Murray, but like a different, like alternate Bill Murray, kind of like Adam Sandler in Funny People. Yeah, it's kind of like that scenario. So Bill Murray is playing essentially Bill Murray in Tokyo, and he's doing an alcohol advertisement that he's like has to be in Tokyo for like a week to film in Tokyo. It's just this big brand deal, right? And he's there alone. Like he's there literally by himself. And Scarlett Johansson's husband in the movie, played by I know his name, the bad guy in Ted. He's like the brother in Friends. He does all those movies. He's Scarlett Johansson's wife, and he's a photographer, and they're there for like a week or two. And they're both alone in Tokyo, and they like find each other like at a bar because they're staying in the same hotel. It's like a high class bar, and like they become really quick friends. And she's like 17, 18 years old, and he's like in his late 60s, or like late 50s to late 60s, like in that little gap. It's kind of ambiguous. It's hard to really tell. And wait, what? She was good in SpongeBob SquarePants? You didn't know that was Mindy? Yeah, Scarlett Johansson plays Mindy. Anyway, in Lost in Translation, they play this like there's this romantic tension between them.
Bachelor's like, you're hot.
What?
I'm thinking about SpongeBob.
You're really hot. Does he say hot? What's he say?
He says you're hot. Yeah,
Does he?
At one point, because like she's talking about something, he just blurts out, "You're hot."
What the fuck? I now do. I love that so much. That movie is so good.
She's like,
so many
she's
reasons.
pretty, SpongeBob.
Did you see my underwear? No.
Do
you want to?
No.
Anyway, in the movie, she's 18. The actress, Scarlett Johansson, is 18 years old in that movie one should have got an Oscar nomination. But aside from that, the movie is directed by
James Gunn. No, just kidding. Imagine.
God damn it. What's her name? Sofia Coppola.
Yeah, the Coppola.
Anyway, it's a great movie. Phenomenal movie. Got nominated for Best Picture, I think. I forget who it was up against, but it's a cult classic movie. Like, it's so good. And it's just so good. God damn it, it's good. Did you want to?
I miss.
What?
It's been forever since I've seen
Okay,
this SpongeBob
fellas, I
movie.
love you both. I love you too, Matt. I'm
Love
thinking the same thing. I sleep now. We love you.
We love you, Matt.
We love you, Matt. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap
We're-
it as well.
We're not all Matt, but we do love you.
Yeah, we're definitely not all Matt.
Yeah.
I'm going to find somebody to hit with a quick Raidamundo.
You're gonna raid somebody?
Yeah.
Be careful how you say that. Don't wanna.
It's Twitch lingo.
Okay.
We're okay.
Okay. You're gonna raid
It's
them
my
in Clash
Twitch
of Clans, or Clash Royale?
Yes. Who's live right now?
You're live right now.
I will throw you. Okay, we're gonna hit. You know what?
Dude, K-Matty. K-Mattify.
Is he live?
Yeah. He's live with
Oh, I
like
see him. Yep.
25 people right now.
Halo Master Chief Collection.
Mm.
Oh wait, nope, never mind. The internet went out.
Oh, well, we're good.
Well, you know what? Fuck a raid, guys. YouTube, if you're there, we love you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
We told the Twitch stream bye, and the internet went out, so fuck it. And we will catch you guys tomorrow on Twitch. If you're listening to, no, you won't. Anyway, goodbye. We love you. Goodbye.